good evening, my Trues Clues aficionados. I hope you all are doing well out there today, taking care of yourself, looking out for yourself, looking out for others as well. I wanted to reach out and thank you all from the bottom of my heart for the growth on my channel for my birthday month. If you did respond to me with a birthday wish or with a response to get a gift bag or basket, I should say, not bag, please do respond and let me know with an email address. I'd be more than happy to get the information sent out to you. It is a gift to you from me to celebrate my birthday, but in order to get a gift, I got to be able to get it out to you. So with that being said, I want to bring Crime Cutlets on for this month. I am firing up the grill and it is going hard. It is smoky. It is acrid. And I have a platter full of crime cutlets here that will meet the crime cutlet need in your life tonight. The first one I want to go over is about Derek and Shonda Bizzle. Derek used to always take walks by himself, but on this particular evening, he decided to go walking with his wife, and he was happy to have her. So they go out, they're enjoying it. They're enjoying the evening, walking along, having a good time. They were walking in their neighborhood. It was about 7 o'clock. They saw a car approaching them. They think, well, that's a little weird, looks weird. And then it looked like the car was in the middle of the road. Nothing different there. Used to seeing that. All of a sudden, the car guns. They try to get out of the way. Shonda's hit. She goes flying onto the car. Um, Derek goes underneath the car. Shonda does not survive. Derek comes out with minimal injuries. They cannot figure out what the heck is going on or what happened. So they go to call the cops. They make a phone call and they call the county, yeah, Chesterfield County Police. Funny, they're already on their way down. You know why? Because they had a call of a suspicious person, called emergency communications, gave his name, and threatened to bang up the whole school or to kabomb a building and assault police officers, the release stated. When the officers reached the street where the couple was on, they found a car crash involving a 2012 Hyundai and two pedestrians, the release said. Shonda was rushed to the hospital, but ultimately was unable to survive. Derek suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The officers quickly determined that the driver of the car, identified as Daniel N. Anderson, 22, was the same person who had made the ECC calls and had made the threatening statements. Anderson was not injured in the crash. He was detained at the scene, having intentionally steered the vehicle towards the pedestrians. Anyone with any information on this incident should contact the Chesterfield Police County Department at 804-748-1251 or Crime Solvers at 804-748-0660. It is unclear if Anderson has retained an attorney at the time of my research. Now, what are you going to say over that? I don't know what kind of craziness happens to people. Is it a mental incident? Was he pissed off at somebody trying to get off on it, trying to feel like he was, I am king of the world? Or was he got something more insane going on there where he thought, something crazy like that had to go on? Who knows? All right. So number 2, the grill is going hot. Got that first cutlets on there. It's just dripping with crime scene juice. Getting ready to throw this second one on there. This one is taking place in Queens, New York. A couple was convicted of second-degree expiration in the death of the 5-year-old son who was brutally abused and then left to go away. Apparently had been taken advantage of and hurt with 3 different kind of instruments from the home. Never said what the instruments were. They had, kept him down and out for 3 days, using and abusing. They finally took him to some neighbor's house where he eventually expired there. When they eventually called for help at that point in time, And by the time help got there, of course, the little baby was no longer here on this earth. And it turns out to be that it was not only at the hands of his mother, Valerie Osuwusu and Emmanuel Ade, were convicted on March 22, nearly 3 years after their son King, what a beautiful name for the child, was found expired in Brentwood, New York. The little child had suffered for days at the hand of the defendants. One of them, his mother, unfortunately, he finally succumbed to his severe and extensive injuries. They never bothered to care until it was too late to care. And there's, I mean, why do you feel like you have to have that so much power over somebody that's so innocent, so tiny, really, so weak? We as adults are charged with protecting and making beautiful individuals. And so I hope the acrid smoke from that crime cutlet comes back and chokes them wherever they are, and that acrid taste and smell and fear that they put in that child's life stays at the back of their throats forever. The last one is kind of the same situation. So I can't remember his name, but I can see his face. They had done an America's Most Wanted on him, and they made like a sculptural remake of him. And he had offed his whole family in California, covered them with blankets, I guess, as each kid came home. I did a video on it. I'll find the name and I'll post it here. I'm really terrible with names, guys. Forgive me. John Less. John Less. And so he had offed his whole family, then didn't have the nerve to off himself. Incredibly weak individual that he was. And he took off and led another life, married another family. By the time they caught up with him, how many years had gone by? So anyway, this individual reminds me a lot of that situation, not so much of the Chris Watts thing. I don't know because none of the truth has come out, but the information kind of feels more like John Leslie, like I have control over you, things aren't working, because there was no sign or indicators of anything going wrong, that he wasn't happy or anything like that. Oklahoma police believe that Jonathan Candy, 42, fatally his 39-year-old wife and three children before turning the pow pow on himself. Around 9:35 Monday, police responded to a call regarding 5 people dead inside a home at the 2804 Mirage Street. Investigators believe that Jonathan Candy, 42, had pow powed his wife, Lindsay Candy, 39, as well as their 18-year-old son, Dylan Candy, 14-year-old son, Ethan, and a 12-year-old son, Lucas, before pow-powing himself. Authorities later revealed that the couple's 10-year-old son was the sole survivor and was the one who had called 911. At an April 23rd press conference, police shared that the couple's 10-year-old son woke up that morning to find 5 bodies subsequently and dialed 911 around 9:35. Our entire family has been left shattered and confused with so many questions. We don't have any answers to, the statement reads, according to the outlet. Jonathan was the one whose jokes and goofy attitude kept everyone smiling. Aside from these events, his children and his wife were his entire life. Now, that could be taken literally or figuratively, knowing what we know about famicide and people who commit famicide. There was obviously something underlying in the family that was never discussed, or something underlying in this man's head that he did not discuss. The curious thing to me about this scenario is why the 10-year-old, and they say he was in the house all at the same time. He was in his room asleep, had a box fan going, couldn't hear. And I'm a hard sleeper. I do believe that in metaphysical world that, at a certain point, my body just travels that night. And crazy as you think it is, I think it's true. But anyway, as a child, I slept really hard, and I sleep really hard now to this day, where it sometimes is difficult for me to wake up or to hear a certain noise. It depends on where I am in my sleep pattern. But in this instance, I hope these people chart up like the crime pieces of cutlet that I put on the grill for you tonight. Reach out to me if you'd love to have a gift basket. I would love to provide you and give something positive in this world. With that, I love you all. Thank you and take care.